Humanitarian crisis is unfolding tonight along the U.S.-Mexico border as thousands of Central Americans flee to the United States.
A photographer from Sioux Falls is there capturing it on film. I spoke with Rob Wilson briefly this afternoon via Facebook to try and get an understanding of what's happening and why.
Over 5,000 migrants fleeing violence in Central America are seeking refuge in the border town of Tijuana as they wait to enter the United States legally.
So I've been documenting the Central American exodus. I met them south of Mexico City, and then I traveled with them to the U.S. border, and now I'm here in Tijuana.
Photographer Rob Wilson has been embedded with the group for 3 months now. He says finding shelter for all the migrants seeking asylum has been a problem.
They're only processing a very small number of people every day, so there's thousands of people backing up in these border communities, and there's just no capacity in the shelters for them. They're all over capacity.
He says some are trying to cross on their own or seek shelter in dangerous border towns.
When the first large group of Hondurans arrived in Tijuana, there was really no space for them, and they ended up going to the Benito Juarez sporting complex.
They sought out shelter in another warehouse close to an entry point, and that's where they got involved with a 6-day standoff with authorities after they were served with an eviction notice.
Their lawyers were working in the federal courts in Mexico to get a temporary restraining order against the federal government to allow them to stay, but an agreement was worked out with a church 4 miles away to house them, and it's much better living conditions, so everyone agreed to peacefully move to the new shelter.
Wilson says that the humanitarian crisis could get worse because there is a second caravan of migrants as large, if not larger, than the first one leaving Honduras next week. He says most of the people that he has spoken with say that they'd rather face detention with the possibility of living in the U.S. than go back and face almost certain death.